All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another round of coffee and questions. And what's today's topic? Well, with this whole isolation and everything going on, and everybody's waiting to get the vaccines and all that, work has been really busy. I haven't done any videos in a couple of weeks or more. And a friend of mine and I got together, and he came over, wanted to play around with some tools because he wanted to see how can he make some extra money as a hobby. And what hobby is he most interested in? So we played around with the plasma cutter, the MIG welder, the router, making wood signs, showing him things, and then the wood lathe, which you see right here. And so that's today's topic, really, is wood lathe. Okay, now the one that I have is a Jet 1642 EVS, 2 horsepower, and it runs off a 220. This is kind of like a middle of the road, larger lathe, and it's like I told him, well, you don't need that. You could get a really good benchtop lathe, like Jet makes some, Grizzly, there's lots of good ones, and of course, you can start getting into more expensive lathes, like the big ones you can get like a one-way, and they're fairly expensive. Like I said, this is about middle of the road here, but the benchtop, I told him, it's kind of like all you need. And you can start off with that, and it's not that costly. I mean, if you look on Craigslist or some of these places, if you're not looking to buy it brand new, and even if you are, I'll leave you some links below. And the benchtop one, we have one out at the club. I mean, it works fantastic for a lot of smaller projects. So let me start off by explaining this right here is just like a little vase. It's made out of, this is red eucalyptus. And that's just the natural color of the particular kind of wood. This has an oil finish on there, which I prefer oil finishes a lot of times because it doesn't give it that dipped in plasticky kind of a look, but people prefer sometimes high gloss. Finish is up to you on any of these projects that we're going to talk about, but not so much to make a living. We all kind of need a break from what we do for work. Some people golf. Some people play tennis, they do all different kinds of things, but you kind of need that relief and that break mentally to get away from what you do for a living. And he works in healthcare like I do, and we were talking about how bad things are, and you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything, and he thought it'd be fun to have something at home that would be like a fun project. So he settled on the lathe, and I said, okay, so let's just assume that you got that smaller benchtop lathe. And I showed him how to do a few things, and he started to learn very rapidly because there's a ton of YouTube videos out there on lathes, wood turning, finishes, all kinds of stuff for you to learn from. That's how I did a lot of learning, and then as I got into it and I realized how much fun this was, I kept at it, I kept pictures on my phone, and I started selling things. Like I said, not to say you're going to make a living, I don't want to tell anybody that, but it is a good way to add into your arsenal of things that you might make extra money on the side. Let me show you a few things that you can make with a benchtop lathe. Give me just a sec. All right, folks, so one of the things that you can make, you'll have to buy what they call a mandrel. It's like a steel rod. You put little pieces of wood on, and you turn it down and you make pen sleeves. And you can make pens like this. Okay, now we talked about that because these can be fast and easy to make. Now you buy the pen kits, the metal part online, and they come as a kit. And I think they're about $6, $7, $8 for a really nice high quality one. And this one I think ran about $6, $7 right here, the kit. And the piece of wood is whatever wood you have laying around or you come across that's got some really nice looking figure in it. Let me see if I can get a close up here. Okay, now, so what are some other things that you can turn on this lathe? You can make little vessels like this. Now, these are kind of neat, and I sell quite a few of these once I've shown around the photographs and stuff. And you make a little lid for them. These are called finials, but you can call them a lid. And they fit on here nice and snug or loose, whatever. And these, you can make the whole opening whatever size you want. And people really like these. I mean, so these I sell quite a few of, I mean, after I've turned them. Let me show you a few other things. You go out to your scrap wood pile and you find some really damaged, messed up piece of wood, and if it's still kind of solid, you can turn it and you can make something like this. Now this one's got like a ton of bug holes in it and stuff like that. And it actually, well, it came out pretty well. It came out an interesting little piece here. And we really sell quite a few of these. If you find the ones that have got like some really nice figure in them, bug holes, anything like that, they hold together. It looks natural, this big crack and stuff in there. So this is another good idea, but I still got a few more to show you. Now this right here, this is made out of a piece of mesquite. It was just in the wood pile. And it's kind of like a weed pot. So, you know, you turn this on the lathe, and you hollow this out, you know, whether you use the big drill bit or hollowing tools. And you can put little weed kind of things in there and set it out on an end table as a decoration. So that's another idea. Okay, I mean, again, from the wood pile, and I have a wood burner, so I kind of did this little design here, but even if you didn't, this would have turned out to be really cool. This is where a branch came out of on the tree. Now, the thing about this, you know, I put some little bit of glue on here, I mean, to hold this in, and then I went ahead and I finished turning this bowl. And this is very doable on a benchtop lathe. I mean, and it's very fun to do. That I can tell you, it's a hell of a lot of fun. I mean, when you have the wood shavings coming off and, you know, and you get it down to where you want it, and then you start sanding it, and then the fun part where it pops is when you start to put the finish on there, and that's a different topic, but it is a hell of a lot of fun. Let me show you another one. So you say, well, I don't have, like, you know, this big selection of wood. Well, you can use a branch. Now, this is a branch piece right here. Okay, and it's got the bark edge still on there. And if the branch is running like that, I just put it on and I just carve this out on the lathe. I mean, like I said, there's plenty of videos to show you on how to do this stuff. And this is this shallow little bowl with that bark edge, or what they call a natural edge. This is a lot of fun. I mean, and these come out really nice. This one has an oil finish on there. Oil finish, kind of a no-brainer thing. You won't mess it up. Like I said, it's just a topic for another video discussion. But these are ideas for you here. You can do a multitude of things with this lathe, and it's a lot of fun. Like I said, I mean, once you get into it. So it's something to consider. If you watch my videos, you see we do wood signs, we do a lot of welding projects, I mean, we do all kinds of different things. And I take photographs, like I keep saying in all my videos. I show them around. People start saying, hey, I want one, how much? There you go. Now, when we talked about the pens, I'm going to give you an example of something for a minute. Don't overprice yourself. A friend of mine goes, oh, wow, cool. You know, I saw these where people are selling these for $100 and up. It's not going to happen, okay? I doubt it. I mean, it's not going to happen. The wood kit is, like I said, $6, $7, $8. You get a really pretty piece of wood. It's very small. And you drill the hole, you turn it on the lathe, you finish it out. And I was selling these from 20 to 30 bucks, and I didn't have a problem selling them at work. But I work in a large organization too, and I carry them around in my pocket, and people readily buy them. So it's one way to make a little bit of extra money. It's fast, it's easy, and these are a lot of fun to make. They make great Christmas gifts. I made like about 10 of these and gave them away as Christmas gifts. Or you can go back to making little vases like this out of your scrap wood pile. Now, the other thing I'm going to tell you before we wrap up here, it's like the friend of mine. When we were doing this, he had me guiding him, so his first project came out, you know, fairly nice. And I told him, don't worry if you fail, and don't worry if you screw up a project. What you need to do is, when things screw up on you and the project is not salvageable, stop what you're doing and analyze what went wrong. Think about it hard so that you don't repeat that mistake. Sometimes it's not your fault. Sometimes it's just what was in the wood itself. The fun part about turning on a lathe is you're like an archaeologist. I mean, you have this crappy looking piece of wood, and as you turn it, you start to, let's just call it unearthing the beautiful part of the wood and the wood's character and the wood, you know, the grain patterns and all the nice things that go along with wood turning, especially when you apply the finish. So don't worry about failing. I have a designer wood pile out there. You still have projects that go bad, okay? And it's not a big deal. Nobody likes to talk about the failures. Well, get over it, because everybody does, okay? And this one could end up being a failure. I don't think it will, but things can go wrong when I take off the bottom here, or, you know, like I said a while back in the video, I was gonna make a lid for this, but the wood that I had just wasn't going to work out for me. This is it right here. I'll figure out a way to try to salvage the lid part of this. If I can't do it, it still makes a nice vase. So look at it like a design opportunity, okay? But you can put some thought into this in your spare time. This is your break from work and from all the stresses that you have going on. Come out and you play around with this stuff and you'll start to figure out lots of ways to do things. Something to consider to make that side money, folks. I'm the home handyman. I know I haven't done videos in a while. As soon as this whole thing in healthcare slows down, we'll start doing more projects and stuff. But until then, I would appreciate it if you click subscribe, give me a holler, let me know what you think of the lathe and the projects. I can do more videos on this if you'd like. Just leave me a comment. I'm also an Amazon affiliate. Like I tell you in my past videos, it helps feed the stray cats that people have abandoned. And I use what little commission I get to buy cat food and stuff like that. So it would help me if you clicked on the links for anything. And I hope you follow me and I hope you click subscribe. Like I said, I'll see you on the next video. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you like. Thank you very much, folks. Have a great day. Bye-bye.